I know that a lot of the profit companies do not, because you're going through their algorithm system, your AI learning machine. And we actually sat down, and I can tell you, she pours through all the resumes and looks at them, and then she goes, oh, look at the wrong tense. I'm like, yeah, so she really does look for tenses and things like that. Also, please, and this is something that we just finished talking to Penny about, we had a position for emerging threats and opportunities, which is an amazing position for tech. And we had 11 women apply for it. It's a fact. I will tell you this because I've been on both sides of this desk. If there's a job description and there's 10 bullet points, if a woman does not see that every single one of those bullet points applies to her, she will not apply to the positions. Men, and this is not an insult to you, I think you guys are awesome because you really will go for it. Even if only one thing applies to you, you will apply for that position. Okay? And that is a big difference. And again, it's a gender gap thing. We are very different in the way that we look at it. Please, ladies, do not undersell yourselves. Do it the same way. Men are very positive. They'll go to the mirror and go, man, I look good today. And you girls will go in just like me and go, work at it. Actually do that. But it's that self-confidence you have in yourself and what you can do. Please, even if half of them apply to you, apply for the position. I had to rewrite this position like 10 different times to try to get more women to apply for it. And then we finally, at the very end, only had 6 women who were capable in that capacity to take on this position. We want to give everybody an opportunity. Nonprofits strive to be diverse and equitable. We try to do that, but it's really hard when not enough people apply. And I know that there's great people out there that can do the job. Nonprofits are not ageist. They don't look at it that way. So please, yes, right, I've got this many years of experience. Tell us why we want to hire you. I've done everything on this job description. I also volunteered, so this particular job that you have available is right up my alley. My son has this condition. My aunt used to work with you guys. Anything that connects you to what you're working on and you can passionately speak about, please do. Because that's what we look for. We don't want a fake, oh yeah, I could do this. We'll see it right through that. And I know she'll tell me the same thing. What do you think of that second resume? I like it. But there's more to it than that. We actually look deeper than that. I'm one of those people that actually says, oh, you had 5 jobs and one of them was, you had 10 jobs at the same time? Wow, this is a very hardworking human being. I want to meet this one. So we do that. We actually come in and we talk to you. We do a lot of video interviews. Work on your video interview skills because that's the newest way to do resumes and coming in for interviews is to have you do a call-in video. We'll do voice, we'll send you a Google Hangout, we'll get to see your face because a lot of times interviewers want to see your reaction when they ask you a question, okay? And they will, nonprofits will always ask you, what is it about us that made you want to interview with us? What is it that we do that speaks to you? So please know what it is and understand the position, not only the position, but the job that you're looking into.
Exactly. So cover letter is actually my favorite part because it's one thing to have the resume, but the cover letter is really where your personality shines through. You can really speak about issues that you're passionate about. And sometimes if I look at a resume and then I read their cover letter and I'm even more drawn to it, I'm like, wow, this is great. Even though their resume might not have been the best, but they might not even have the right skills, but I just looked at their cover letter and I was, drawn to it and I decided to pull them through to the next round. So it's really important to include personal stories, how you can relate to the organization, how you feel like you can add value to the organization. The second one is really research the organization. So go on their website, look at the people, who is in the HR team, anyone. So if you address the letter to, Sharon or me, that's like, oh wow, this person looked at our website, they know what they're talking about. Stalk them on LinkedIn. It's totally fine if you go on LinkedIn and look. It's even better because if I see someone's looked at my LinkedIn, I'm like, oh, I remember this person applying to the position, and then that really clicks in my head. So it's very, very important. So don't be afraid to go out, Google the person, and do whatever you can to get whoever is working there and address the letter to them. Thirdly, it's important to, again, read the job description and show how your skills can be useful. So if you even use some of the words in the job description, like we're all human, so if I read your cover letter and you put some of the words from the job description, things that you can do, that really triggers something in my brain because obviously we write the job descriptions, and so, you know, that really triggers a memory, and we're like, oh, I remember seeing this in our job description, and this person could do it. Great, they're great, so pull them through. Use easy to read font. I know we want to be fancy and, you know, nice and whatever, but keep it simple. Don't use any of those cursive fonts. As nice as it looks, it's hell to read, so keep it nice and simple. Times New Roman Calibri, that sort of thing. Again, explain what drew you to the organization. A lot of people don't include this. Why do you want to work with this nonprofit? What drew you? You know, did you see a video, like for example, Witness? Did you see a video that Witness, you know, had their name on, or did you, you know, maybe meet an activist or someone? So add that personal touch. It really does something. Yes, convey your enthusiasm. You know, show how you're excited you are, how much you want to work for this nonprofit, how passionate you are. It really does shine through, and if you're, you know, real about it, we can definitely see that through the cover letter. Keep it professional. As much as I'm telling you to add personal touches, you know, show your enthusiasm, still keep it professional. Don't use don't use corporate jargon, but also don't be too casual, because then it's like, what are you doing? You're talking to me like you're my friend? No, this is still a job application, so keep it professional. And lastly, again, allow your personality and passions to shine through. I cannot emphasize this enough. I've seen cover letters that are great, but you know, they're super like business-like. They don't really show why they want to work there, or you know, something a little more personal. And to go off of what Sharon said, update all your equipment. Make sure that you're accessible, because we've had candidates who cannot use a video, you know, interface system, and we've been very flexible in that sense, but it's also a little bit, you know, not a good sign if you're not able to simply use Google Hangouts or like a Skype or something. So make sure that you're able to attest these things before, if you're actually moved forward to the interview segment of it.
So 2 things that you want to do before you even get to that interview phase, and what we talked about in the cover letters. I'll let you know that one of the positions that is being highlighted today is the global assistant, Valentina's position. I was actually looking for an executive assistant for the director of Witness. And I was looking for someone who had great project management skills, great passion for the job, but also could understand the work that we did, so when there was board meetings or things like that, they could work with it. I happened to come upon a resume which was Valentina's, and I actually interviewed Valentina for the EA position. But because of her amazing background and the fact that she had done so many different things, I actually opened another position called the global admin, because we needed someone with her skill set. And I'm happy to say that we were able and could to actually catch her and grab her and bring her to Witness, because she now is on our team and working with me. So one of the things that you want to do is, nonprofits love if you have extra languages. Why? Because we're international. And as many languages as you could possibly speak or are familiar with, or you've gone culture hopping, you've gone to the Middle East, you've gone to South America, you understand the culture, your family's from. These are all connectors. These are things that, like Linda said, stick in your head. And if you're looking for something, which in our time frame, we were looking for a way to join the operation team with our people across the world. And we have people in Latin America. We have people who speak Portuguese. We have people who speak English and Spanish. We have people who speak the dialects from the Arab region. So when we look for something and you put down, I can speak Farsi, I can speak Portuguese, I can speak Spanish. These are great for us because we definitely can use that. It doesn't mean that we positively will put it on a resume, but we will look to see if that's a possibility. It's always great to have extra skills. The other thing that you'll note on nonprofits, especially ours, we believe in equity and diversity. So we will actually drop some of the qualifications to even out the playing field. I will accept a resume that has education, even if you're from another country. You can prove to me you can do the job, I'll call you in. Then wow me when you get there. Because I don't want to automatically disqualify you if you didn't have a degree here. I come from an immigrant background. I know what my parents can do because they got their degrees. One in Argentina, the other one was in Europe. But when they got to this country, they didn't look at it. So they had to take another job because they wouldn't allow that degree to stand. We're international. We don't believe that because we work internationally and we believe that if somebody in South America qualified you to be a doctor, then by all means, as long as you can prove that you got the job, we'll make sure that if you work for us, we'll take it. So a lot of nonprofits believe that. So don't automatically disqualify yourself if you haven't had your documentation certified in this country. Some of them will actually take it off of the qualifications, okay? And that evens out the playing field for people that have come from abroad.